Good morning, everyone. It's Elisa from Dragon Stitches. How's everyone doing today? I've been busy, and not only the stitchy kind, unfortunately. I had a big project due at the end of this week, so that has been taking a lot of my time away from stitching, but it's actually turning out really good, so I'm kind of stoked. I did get some stitching done last week. I mean, I haven't talked to you guys since last Thursday, so it's been over a week now. And I think the last thing I talked about was getting my Krennic and finishing all the crosses on Delilah, my Crescent Moon Dragon by Joan Elliott. And I, on Friday, I worked on her. Anyway, I'll show you. I just have a couple of whips to show you. No haul. Actually, one little thing. I got this as well with my Krennic. I don't think I showed it last time. It was really cute. This little pine cone. And this is probably going to be for my mom for Christmas this year. So, very cute. Very quick. Can't wait to stitch it up. Anyway, so we'll just dive right into the whips and you can see what I've done and haven't done. Okay, so Delilah, my love. As you can see, her whole head now is completely backstitched, and I've also added, where necessary, the beads. Another bead over here. And I've done the back stitching, except I have one little, like 2 stitches of black over here that I missed that I need to put in. There's also, I don't know how well it comes up on the camera, the back stitching here is Krennic back stitching. There's actually a lot more of it than I thought there was going to be. So yeah, all that back stitching up there. All this backstitched. And then I started doing some of the crosses in the mambo down here, which aren't showing up as sparkly, but in person they're super sparkly. This took me 2 days just to do the backstitching and a little bit of Krennic that I did the full stitching and the beading. But I found a way of doing the beading while I'm doing the backstitching. Shh, don't tell anyone. I'm just using the backstitching color to do it. It's easy if I'm doing the backstitching and then I pick up a bead and just put the bead in where I need, pick up the backstitching again. It's fantastic. Of course my back doesn't look nearly as nice anymore, but that's okay. The backstitching is adding so much definition. It's so pretty. Oh, and this teeny tiny little spot right there is a Krennic French knot. Yep, Krennic French knot. Do you know how difficult it is to make a French knot with Krennic? It keeps getting caught on itself and it kept getting caught on itself. When you do a French knot, those of you who do the French knots, you wrap it around and then you have to stick it in. So you have to keep those little, it has to smoothly go through. It has to smoothly go through to catch the knot, basically, instead of pulling it under. And the Krennic just catches on itself when you do that. And so there's these lumpy, horrible looking things. And then I finally got this little thing, that little bugger, after like 5 tries. But it's almost perfect right now. But it's Krennic. I don't know why I needed to be Krennic instead of being just white thread, just to make my life more miserable. But yeah, that's what it is. So, like I said, I worked on her Friday and Saturday, and because I had no school on Friday, I got, some work on her. I was having a hard time on it Friday though, because I was tired a lot, so I had to keep stopping and starting. And then Saturday was a bit the same. I had to keep stopping and starting. And so it was a little bit annoying, and I felt like I didn't get as much done as I wanted to. Oh, I also got forgot to mention. My frame is falling apart. I forgot to mention up here. Oh my gosh, you can't even see it in the picture. Okay. You see where my hand is? That white, that's all acrylic. That's the same acrylic that I used for the... I'm really sad that it's not... It's because my whole place is... My whole living room is completely, you know, washed out by the windows directly behind me. So, but you can see right here, there's some white pearl colored acrylic put in. That's the outline of the moon as well. So I did get, you know, some done. But man, oh man, there's so much left to do. I was like, originally, oh my gosh, I got all the DMC done. All I have to do is bead and acrylic and backstitching and it'll be done like that. No. This is very tedious and you don't see a lot of progress very quickly. It's kind of annoying. So with that, I was kind of annoyed, and so on Sunday I decided to have a new start. And this is still in the bag. Yeah, Old Navy bag. No, Old Navy, I shop online with Old Navy for most of my clothes, and they always send things in these really cool plastic bags, which are reusable. They're kind of sticky. So they make great project bags. So I started on this. Oh my god, I know. This, compared to that, this stitches up so quickly. I think by the first night I had like the first, I started around in the afternoon on Sunday, and I think before I went to bed I had this minus some of these words done. And then on Monday I did some more, and then slowly this week I've been doing more and more. But yeah, that's this is the Ronald McDonald House stitch along. So this one is going to the house in Quebec City, and that's what it looks like. There's going to be some personalization down here. The phrase, the Ronald McDonald House phrase is, home is where the heart is? No. Can't remember now. Something about home and the heart. Hold on a second. Let me check that. Because now I'm curious. I can't remember. Don't have... Oh, the house that love built. That's what it is. The house that love built. So one of the other stitchers who did the house for Montreal is translated it, and it's La Maison au Cœur de la Vie. And so I charted that up because basically all I had to look at was the person's finished project for how she did the lettering. And so I tried to copy as best I could and also put my own spin on it. So that's going to be down here, and then under it, Ursula Michaels was kind enough to provide us with an alphabet if we needed to personalize it. So under it, it will read. So there's going to be La Maison au Cœur de la Vie. Right, yeah, La Maison au Cœur de la Vie. Le Manoir Ronald McDonald de Québec, and then underneath it it's going to say Directeur Denise et Denis Bélanger, who have been the directors since it opened 30 years ago. So the person I talked to when I said I wanted to make this for them said that they would like to include their names into it. So I have that all charted out. I charted it out on what is it called? PC Stitch. Centered them all so that I can just plop it in and work off that. I just have a little bit left on the roof. The roof is going to come up to about here. There's a heart up here, and there's words that are kind of along the line. But I'm almost done the last words in the middle. Oh, and there's a chimney here, and it has a little heart, smoke coming out of it. Really cute, super cute design. My first Ursula Michael design, and I really love how quickly they stitch up. Not only do they stitch up quickly, but they're a big project, so it feels like a real accomplishment when you get this whole piece done in one day. It really kind of keeps that flow going and makes me want to keep working on it, which is very important for me. So I'm going to finish off the house, then I'm going to do the personalization, and then I'm looking at possibly adding a border. There's a house somewhere in the States, I think, and they wanted it a little bit bigger. So Ursula Michaels was kind enough to create a pattern with a kind of, just a very simple red striped border all around it. Personally, I think it looks really good with the border. It's going to make it bigger. It's going to make more of a conversation piece. It's a little bit more work. They're just all blocks of cross stitches. So it's going to be pretty easy to do, but it's going to be making this project a lot longer. But I'm kind of okay with that because I still have a lot of time to work on it. Although with school and stuff, you never know what can come up. So yeah, so that's where I'm at on this, chucking right along. I'm probably going to keep working on this at least until the house is finished, and then I might put it away and go back to Delilah for a little bit, or I might switch them off. But I've never been really good at a rotation. That's not how I work. I usually work on something until I get sick of it, and then I go and do something else until I get sick of that, and then I come back. Yes, I know, painter's tape around the edges. I'm sorry, I do not have a sewing machine, so that's all I could do. I'm finding I can actually, because of the way I've been holding my lap stand, I'm finding I'm able to actually two-hand stitch on just the Q-snap, which is kind of cool. I'm really happy about that. The back is kind of cool too. I had tried to keep the back extremely clean because this is such a white fabric. I didn't want these colors to be showing in between the letters. I made one little mistake, which you can probably still see. If you look at Home Away from Home, the Y in away and the F and the R, that was all stitched. Actually, no, it goes all the way to away. So these were all one over, and I had to pick them all out and do them again, and you can see where the holes are. You can see where the holes are still, and I hate that. So I don't know what to do about that. I'm hoping with time that they'll just kind of bounce back into place, or maybe if I wash this in the end, maybe they will bounce back. But it is really annoying because I can definitely notice it, and it bugs the heck out of me. So if you have any ideas on how to get rid of those annoying little holes that you made when you have to frog things, please let me know, because I am desperate to figure it out. I am so paranoid stitching on white now, because every little speck, I mean, you can see there's like, I got dog hairs all over. I keep the roll of painter's tape handy, and I often dab it with painter's tape just to get all the little lit pieces off, just to make sure I'm washing my hands religiously, trying to keep this thing as clean and pristine as absolute possible. So if it was something just for me, I probably wouldn't be as, but it is actually something that I'm going to be, donating. So I want it to be as nice as possible. And Harley's, my only little clown, so I thought she would be an appropriate minder for this one. Yep, so that's my work. I'm really happy with it. One thing I've definitely learned from this, if you're doing these long lines, like in the door, in the window, these really long straight lines, you need to actually backstitch. And what I mean by that is, how I used to backstitch is I would do kind of a running stitch, and then I would come back to fill in the gaps. So it wasn't a real back stitch, and I quickly found out in that if you're not actually, so you come out, and to back stitch you go one further and then come back, and that's why it's called back stitching, because you keep going one further than the next hole and then coming back on itself. That's the only way you can get the really, 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 really crisp, clean lines like this. Otherwise, they kind of tend to go wobbly, and I don't do wobbly, so yep. Lots of little things I've learned in this one, so really happy with it. I actually have a weekend free of homework this week because we're in between modules. We're going to be in between modules. So I'm hoping to get at least the house finished. If I can get the house finished, I will be very happy this weekend. If I get more finished, all the better. But I definitely want to get the house done. I don't know when Delilah's coming back out. I miss her, I do, but she's bugging me with all this backstitching that needs to be done. It just seems huge. I might alter my plan that I need to do all the backstitching and krennic at the same time, because that's why I figured the beading, the backstitching, and the cross stitching, if I can get that all done as I need in every area as I go, I can get this done quickly. No. I might pick her up again and just start filling in the moon, because that's just all one color acrylic, and that's going to be a huge undertaking. So with that, I don't think there's anything else for me to say. I hope you guys all had a great holiday weekend. For us here in Canada and the US, who had our basically national holidays. And I hope you guys all have another great stitching weekend coming up. Have a great one. Bye.